Hey guys, this is your professor Michael Bloomingberg, and I just want to personally welcome you to week 3 in English 101. Now, the purpose of this video is just to make sure that all of the expectations I have for each of you is met and make sure you understand the coursework. So, as you can see, I'm on our Blackboard page, and what I'm going to do is the first thing that you always need to do with each week in looking to see what you need to do is go to course content. So I'm going to click there, and you'll see that the week 3 folder has now been established. So we're going to click on that, and we've got some different folders here. We're just going to work our way through each one. And so I'm going to start with the course worksheet, and these again are arranged systematically so that you should start top to bottom. So let's start there first. We'll just pull it up as a PDF file. And we'll take a little bit of time to go through and make sure that everything makes sense. Okay, so first of all, I have, as far as readings are concerned, I've posted some notes related to essay structure and thesis statement. And I will, again, in reference to this video, to walk you through the lesson. These videos, by the way, are never required, but I hope that you're finding them helpful in just understanding lessons and what it is that you need to do. Also review the first essay assignment sheet. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. On that assignment sheet, you'll get some information about 2 pre-writing techniques that you need to complete. So work-wise, beyond looking at the notes in the essay assignment sheet, and the next thing you need to do is just complete 2 pre-writing strategies. That's due by Sunday, September 2nd at midnight. And you have a discussion board assignment relating to writing process and thesis statement. And again, that's due Sunday, September 2nd by 11:59 p.m. So always go here first. That'll let you know what you need to be working on. I'm going to click back now. Just a couple clicks and get back to the week 3 folder. So essay structure and thesis statement. Let's take a look at those for just a second. And these are PDF files, so if you have any problem opening them, just send me an email. I can try to send them to you in a different format, but I was just trying to cut down on some confusion and just present them in one possible format here. So, writing process. There are 5 steps that we will be following in the writing process. Step 1 is just where you're getting your ideas. Step 2, after pre-writing, is the drafting, and that's where you put your ideas together in essay form. But notice that that's step 2, it's not step 5, so oftentimes we refer to step 2 as rough drafting as well. Revising is reimagining of step 2, and you may have to add or subtract content. It's where you're making sure that your ideas are fully developed. It's mostly concerned with content areas. Whereas editing, step 4 is the surface level features and errors. So that's checking your grammar, spelling, typos, etc. And proofread is where you should actually read your paper aloud. Hopefully you have somebody at home that you can turn to have them as a listening audience so that you can proofread that out loud. Now there are pre-writing strategies that we're going to be exploring, including brainstorming, clustering, and I've given you just samples that you can write about in free writing. But there is a video that I have put on as well. If I click back, when you get to the essay 1 and pre-writing, you might check out this video that I've linked. It's not my video.
I'm sure you've been in this situation before.
But it is a video that I think you'll find helpful in working through pre-writing strategies. So check that out. That'll help you understand how those strategies work. Now I'm going to click back, and essay structure is included as well, including the 3 parts of an essay, introduction, and I've put some info to keep in mind about your introduction, how you should create a hook, gain interest for the reader, establish your topic and point of view, and give your thesis statement. And we're going to talk about more about that in a moment. And the body paragraph is the greatest portion of your paper. It's the lengthwise the greatest portion of your paper, and you're going to provide support, facts, and details. And please note that your conclusion is just as important as any other part of the paper, and it should be fully developed. And thesis statement, that's a term we're going to be working on over and over again in our class. But It's generally recognized as the main central point or idea that you're examining in your paper. It's generally a single sentence, and for directional sake, you should put it at the end of your introduction. And I put the word pulse as in it is the pulse or heartbeat of your paper. 3 things a good thesis statement will do. Well, a good thesis statement will announce the topic, make a particular point about the topic, and give direction to the entire paper. So I put a bad example on here. All of the people in my family have different personalities. Well, we have an announcement of topic there. It also makes a particular point about the topic. We know that the topic is all the people in the writer's family. The point is that they have different personalities. That's kind of vague. However, point 3 about direction, we kind of fall off the map. We don't really have an inherent sense of direction. So a better example may be birth order may influence one's personality in startling ways. That's a better example because we have an announcement of topic, which is birth order, and we have the particular point is that it may influence one's personality in startling ways. Now you may say, where's the direction? Well, think of the sense that we're talking about birth order. So we're talking about what it means to be the oldest, the middle child, and the youngest, or maybe even being an only child and how that may impact one's personality. If this is not, of course, your actual paper topic, but that would be something to consider where you could have body paragraphs where you tackle each one of the birth order chains from being oldest, middle, to youngest, to only child even. So hopefully that helps you. And I also have a thesis video. And I think just for clarity's sake, I may add this into the week 3 folder as well, because I just want to make sure that everything makes sense. Now, Essay 1, we're going to take a look at the assignment sheet for just a moment. Now, this may seem like an awkward transition coming off of Milgram, but I want to make you aware or maybe remind you of how important culture, the role of culture played in the experiment, and the fact that some people were fully compliant with the orders of Milgram or the conductor of the experiment, while some were able to buck that authority. And culture, as defined on the assignment sheet, is defined as the traditions, art, religious beliefs, custom, and language of a particular group. So what I'm really looking for you to do is to focus with this first essay on informative writing to describe to an uninformed audience about a culture in which you belong. So I've put some things for you to consider, and this ties in really well in some ways with Milgram, because just like with Milgram, he had to set up the conditions for his experiment and explain how things worked. You too have to set up the conditions of your culture and define parts of your culture that may not be clear to your audience. Now, you could definitely talk about your ethnic background if that's something that really stands out. If you're Irish American, Mexican American, African American, you can definitely hone in on those areas to talk about how they're such an important part of your culture. Or you can also think about geography. If you're from Appalachian and Eastern Kentucky, there's a lot of rich culture there. I put on the assignment sheet, try to go to New York City and explain to someone what a holler is. You get some funny looks doing that, to say the least. And you can even apply the term culture to groups and organizations. We oftentimes refer to that as a subculture. And I put some examples. If you were ever a cheerleader, chemistry major, if you like to play Magic as in the card game. Star Trek fans often refer to you as Trekkies, athletes, computer technicians. When people belong to a close-knit group, be it a profession, a club, or a sports team, they have their own way of language and way of speaking, their own traditions and own processes. So what you're going to do is in a 5-paragraph, 2 to 3 pages typed essay, explain the traditions, beliefs, and customs of your own culture. Assume that your audience is not familiar with it. Define terms when relevant. And I put some things for you to keep in mind to be successful. 2 to 3 pages in total. Use MLA standards for formatting. You'll find that, by the way, you'll find some information about that. And I'll keep you updated about that as well. But there is information. If you're in my 100 class, we've been covering that a little bit, but I'll explain that to you in more detail. Create a strong thesis statement that defines your culture. Make sure your grammar, spelling, punctuation, mechanics are sound and solid, and stay focused on your culture. Now, you've got two different pre-writing strategies that you need to come up with, and you need to type these out. And regarding that, please again check out the video, but they're also covered in the notes. Just pick two, that's all I'm looking for. Now spend 10 minutes with each strategy. You are able to choose the two strategies that you prefer. Just so you're 100% clear, this essay is not due this week. The essay is due Sunday, September 9th. So all that's due this week, besides a discussion assignment we're going to look at in a moment, are your two strategies for pre-writing. So the essay, again, is not due this week, but it's not too early to start working on it as well. All right, so I'm going to go back just a bit. And I want to click on the discussion board to show you what your discussion assignment looks like this week. So it says, after you've reviewed the notes regarding the writing process and thesis statement, please respond to the following. How familiar were you with writing process before seeing it this week in 101? How familiar with thesis statement? How does thesis statement work in both the writing and reading requirements for the class? How do you see yourself working through writing process thesis statement when working on the first culture essay in the class? And just remember not only to have your own posting, but don't remember to get those replies in that need to be at least 100 words. You can split your replies to meet your word count if you need to do that. This is a post before you can view what others see type of assignment, just like last week. So you will click the link and you will click create thread to post first. And then once you post, if there are classmates have responded, it will let you know and you'll be able to see them after you have posted. All right, last but not least, when you get your two pre-writing strategies together and you're ready to submit them, you're going to do your submission electronically. And the way that you're going to do that is click the bottom link where it says Essay 1 Pre-writing Strategies for Submission. So you're going to click that. You'll see that it's worth 10 points as an assignment score in the class. And what you're going to want to do is go down to, you're going to want to, once you complete your two pre-writing strategies that you've typed, save it either to a flash drive, your computer, OneDrive, whatever works best for you, and go down where I'm wiggling my cursor to browse my computer. And you're going to click that to pull up the file. So I'll do it just so you'll see what it looks like. And I'll just go to my documents. Let me just see if I can real fast find one. Maybe my desktop. Maybe I can find something real fast. Okay, so let's just say that this was your assignment. You found it on your computer. Click open. This is not obviously your assignment, but you can see where I'm wiggling my cursor under file name. Once you've attached your actual assignment, you should see that it is attached. And then the comment box is just if there's something you need me to know, like I really struggled with this one. Please let me know what you think. Thanks. It's not for you to put your assignment because, again, you need to use Browse My Computer to attach it. As you can see, it's attached right here. And I'm going to click Do Not Attach because I don't want to actually submit that. And that'll take it off. But once you see that yours is attached, hit the blue Submit button, and that will send it right to me. And so the discussion board assignment and your two pre-writing strategies, that's what's on the docket this week, and that's what you need to do. But again, if you want to start working on the essay assignment, if you get your ideas together, by no means do you have to wait till next week to start. You can start this week, but just note that the essay itself is not going to be due till next week. So, hope this makes sense. If you have questions, feel free to email me. I know this is quite a departure from even last week as we're more engaged in the writing process now. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking. Feel free to email me and I'll be sure to respond. Good luck this week as you're working through essay structure, thesis statement, working on that first essay assignment.